to the Birdhouse Dynasty Trade Show tonight, this lovely August evening in the middle of our Week 1 to Week 2 2025 NFL preseason. And we've got Matt English in the house. How we doing tonight, Matt?
Doing all right, man. Back in the birdhouse. Wrangled in again.
Oh, this is a great time of year. Great time for some crazy deals. We got some teams thinking they can go after it in the middle of August. We got some action today. I mean, Quinshawn Judkins' lawyer is just amazing. And so if you landed Judkins recently, woo-wee, exciting stuff. Shedeur Sanders got a little oblique injury today in practice, so all that hype is just out the window. Nah, who knows? But yeah, any thoughts quick on the preseason week 1? Any guys that jump out to you quickly before we get into these deals?
I mean, I will say what was really cool to me was Travion Henderson's first touch as a pro. He takes it the distance for a touchdown. I thought that was pretty cool. So.
That was pretty cool indeed. Yes. So we'll get into some of the players that maybe did some other things this weekend. We're gonna start off with a big trade. Okay, this one comes out of the Fisting Frenzy League, Fantasy Fisting Frenzy. And this one here, I hope that I don't get knocked off air for saying the name of the league there. But anyway, we had somebody going after it here. We had the commish, Mike Woe, going after it. And so I was willing to... Now, mind you, this is straight out of the startup, right? We just completed this startup, a month ago?
Yeah.
And, I had a pretty solid team. I figured I would probably compete this year, but, and I still have an actual solid roster. I can go up on Dynasty Daddy and bring some of that up too. But I ended up, it's right there. 3 firsts for Justin Jefferson. Like... Man, there's a lot of really good top-end elite players, but 3 firsts, you got a lot to play with there. That's all I got to say. I mean, it really boils down to that. We're straight out of the startup. So many things can happen year one. All the teams are pretty even. And like I said, even with trading Jefferson, Matt, you're in this league,
Yeah.
Like, it's just too much fun I can have now. I got 4 firsts and 26 now.
That's so crazy. That's a lot of first-round picks, man. A lot can be done with 4 first-rounders in 1 year. So, because it doesn't mean, it's not like you have to fire those picks. So, people always have that itch for picks come draft season. So, next off season, you have a lot of little assets to play with, like you said. So, you're kind of saying "c'est la vie" to this season, right? Is this the only deal you made, or did you make another one right behind you?
No, not yet. I haven't made anything else. According to Dynasty Daddy, I still have technically the 7th best starting lineup. So I'm like right in the middle of the pack. So for me, this is a no trade deadline league. So I squeak into the playoffs. I got 426 firsts. I'm in the playoffs. Like, I could fill any hole that I need. Any hole. I don't know how many holes I might have. I know how many holes I got right now, but I don't know how many holes I might have come week 15. So it's just gonna be and it's the first league. Like, okay, would you ever do anything like this, knowing what you know now? Like, maybe 2-3 years ago in Dynasty, you might have done something like this, but knowing what you know now, Matt, would you ever give away 3 firsts for Justin Jefferson before a single game is even played in the league?
No.
Exactly.
No,
Like
especially knowing that he's
I
dealing with a hamstring issue that I'm not saying it will, but it could potentially hamper him all year. So,
right.
no, absolutely not. I mean, I wouldn't give you that for Chase either.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter that Jefferson has a little injury or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't give
He
him
could be
three firsts
totally fine.
either. So,
This is a 12 team, 12 by 11 best ball. We do have 3 IDPs, I think, in this, but I don't count the IDPs because, well, I can pick somebody off the street, throw in there. But 11 starters is a good amount, right?
mhm.
I, like I said, I still have a solid starting lineup without
Yeah.
Jefferson, and so, I mean, now to be fair to Mike, okay, he did follow this up with a couple of other trades. All right, so before we get to yours, we'll show
Yeah, we'll go
we'll
through
show the
some of them
fans.
and
Let's
talk
show
about
him what he strung together right afterwards because they were solid trades.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
he's
not
in
gonna.
contention now. He's
Yeah,
absolutely in contention.
yeah. I don't think he was in contention before.
No, I
He
don't
was
think
like
so.
the ninth or 10th best team, but that's the whole point. Like, do you want to make a trade like this just to get yourself into contention? Like I said, this is the first year of this league, and it's his team. So here's his next deal that he made. Okay,
Yep.
and he was able to land Jordan Mason and Xavier Worthy for Khalil Shakir and Isaiah Pacheco. Now, I mean, I like getting the best player in the deal, but again, in best ball, like I I don't know, a 2 for 2 deal here. Does this really gain him much? Like, how
I
many
mean,
times is Worthy getting into his lineup, and how many times is Khalil Shakir getting into your lineup, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
Well, I'll tell you this: at the time of the deal, I mean, this was before Shakir's injury, so I mean, you look at it now, it's a much better deal for him because of Shakir's injury. But yeah, it seems pretty lateral. Although I think he gets a little bit of increase on Mason, and he does. I mean, it's a slight increase. That's it, and it looks better in your lineup. That's about it. Xavier Worthy looks better than Khalil Shakir in your lineup.
right, but I mean, Shakir's injury, is it really going? I mean, he might be ready week 1.
Yeah, but I
You
mean, it takes
know,
away from practice. Blah blah blah.
sure, but I mean, the dude runs 90% route of his routes are run like 7 to 10 yards down the field. He just he gets peppered with Wes Welker like looks.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult for him to get back out on there. Um, and then Mason versus Pacheco. That's just a player bet, honestly, on how you feel about Pacheco. But yeah, I mean, I'll lean Mike's side on this one. I would rather have Worthy, yes. So it's a slight, but again, it's not a huge gain. All right, so the next one, let's get his third one up here. Oh, I gotta slide up. Gee, it's so big on my screen. My God, these trades are just huge out of the Patreon. They're all huge trades, but that one was extremely large. Okay,
Yep.
here we go. There it is. Okay, now this one I definitely lean his side, but that's just because I'm really out on Brandon Ayuk right now.
Yeah.
Even if Godwin misses like the first 3 to 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
still, I'm still.
I mean, again, at the time
Sorry,
of the deal,
we had a game going on in the background. I was a little bored waiting for you.
yeah, sorry. Again, at the time of this deal, I was very much on leaning to Mike's side of this deal. I thought Chris Godwin
Sure.
was a better grab here. Timetable on IU. Wicks hasn't really done anything for me
Right.
to really think he's going to. I don't know. It just seemed like man, he really okay. Now he's building something here, and but now that Godwin is probably not going to be ready week one, it kind of puts a slight damper on it. That said, I think Godwin's probably going to put in a higher point count by the end of the year.
For sure. Yeah, when the deal was made, I think I had just recently put out a tweet that Godwin was like one of the best steals right now at ADP in both formats, in a startup and redraft or underdog or whatever you were drafting. I was like, my God, Godwin is going in the 9th or 10th round or whatever he was. And it was pretty much the same, redraft or startup. He was going right around that area, and I'm like, this dude was the second best wide receiver before his injury last year. And so even if he loses like 10 to 20% of his production from the previous year, he's still going to be a top 25 wide receiver. So but now Igbuka's gotten steamed up like crazy, and Godwin has, he's fallen a little bit. I think that, the real beneficiary is definitely Igbuka and Baker, because now he's got a third wide receiver that's getting tons of extra reps
Yes.
in camp, and that's just going to be huge for Igbuka. Because, even if Godwin comes back, he could get injured again. You got Mike Evans, who's old, of course. I don't want to put a curse on my own team here, but I based on the way they played last year, it's just kind of easy to be comfortable, I guess, because Jalen McMillan's still there, looking solid and whatever. But back to Godwin, I still lean Mike. I would take Godwin here, even now.
I would still definitely lean on the
'Cause
Godwin side of the deal.
Ayuk is just somebody that, like, you couldn't beg me to take right now anywhere near his ADP. Like,
No.
that guy's just, to me, he's just given up. I don't want somebody like that on the team. And it's not just that. He comes back to the Niners and
First year or two in the league, and then he had one good year, and then he goes and gets hurt after pulling a bunch of attitude in the offseason. So
he got paid, and then he, sat out.
Yep.
That's what happened, and it's not the first time we've seen it. So it definitely wasn't shocking. So again, yeah, Brandon Ayuk is somebody who, I think I still have one or two lingering shares of, but he's definitely somebody that I'm glad I got rid of in the couple of leagues I had him when he got injured last year. Yeah. All right, let's get to your deal. All right. 12 by 10, bottom line league. Love this league. Matt, you put this one together for us a few years ago. Quite enjoyable league, I must say. You're right in the midst of a rebuild. You're getting closer. You're getting closer. Oh yeah, this isn't yours. Okay, so this is Anthony and Lord Swifty. Tony pulling off T. Higgins here. And so this was before Shakir's little injury. But, Darius Slayton is really nothing in this league. Because Shakir and Olave for Higgins. I mean, Swifty, I haven't looked at his team recently. So I guess that could be two starters for him. But I'm going to lean Higgins' side. I know that Anthony has Burrow in this league, so that was a nice stack for him to scoop up. But I don't hate it from Swifty's side either. If both of those guys are fitting into his lineup, his roster construction, it's not terrible from his end either.
Yeah, no, I think both. Gosh, I'm trying to think what time he's got on his.
I'm gonna go right to it right
he's
now.
got Rishi Rice, Puka Nakua. I know he's got Bucky Irving. I can't think of everybody, but I know he's going to get play out of these two guys. I like Shakir for him. Just with Olave, man, I have 0% shares of Olave, and mm. I mean, he's literally one hit away from like assisted living, man. His concussions are bad. It's not like he just gets them and he bounces back within a week or two. Like he's out for time. His concussions are always bad, so it just makes me extremely nervous for him, especially as bad as the offense is projected to be as well. So that, along with his injury, I can't put him on my roster unless I'm getting him much further below ADP.
Right. So here we go.
I just wide receiver 5 prices.
Yeah, I hear you with Olave. So here's the old Dynasty Daddy tool for you. Innocent, shameless plug for Dynasty Daddy there. Free site. Great tool. Use it if you're not using it. Lots of good info on there. Right now, my favorite part of Dynasty Daddy is the playoff calculator that they have. I'm constantly looking at the playoff calculator for some of the teams that I'm trying to tweak and see what my percentages to advance to the semifinals and percentage to win it. Right? If I got at least 75 or better % chance to get into the playoffs, I feel like a decent team. But if I'm 90+%, then I know I'm a contender.
Yeah,
right?
You're probably a top 2 team.
Yeah, but if I'm anything below that, man, it's open business. I am willing to wheel and deal anybody on the roster. And again, that bodes to my first trade where I dealt Jefferson. That was right out of the startup where 10 out of 12 teams could win it at this point. And so, yeah, but here we've got a team with Anthony. Break yourself here. Starter rank is number 2. He's a heavy contender with my team as well as 2 other teams. Swifty is one of those teams that has a solid chance. And so he basically traded away Higgins for depth here. And so I don't know that I love that. I would have wanted to keep the better asset.
Yeah, it's a lineup league, right? It's not best ball.
Right.
This would have been a
right.
best ball overall deal.
Great. I would lean his side in best ball. I would take Olave and Shakir, I think.
Yeah, even that said, though, the fact that he's getting to stack T. Higgins, and that gives him a much more secure wide receiver 2, because he's a running back heavy team. In this league, I think it's start 1 running back, start 2 receivers, and then we have a lot of flex play.
Man, it's a PPC league. You get 0.2, per carry.
So he's got his 2 wide receiver slots now filled, with some guys back there, and then his backfield looks really good.
Yes, his backfield does. Really I will admit he decided to zig while we were zagging. My roster is just loaded at wide receiver, and so he decided to go the other route, which was pretty smart of Anthony. And he's hanging on to Anthony Richardson there, which may or may not come into play, but
that's right. I just dealt him Anthony Richardson in this league.
That's right, you did.
I dealt him Anthony Richardson, and I gave him.
He had
back.
Trevor Lawrence.
For Trevor Lawrence, yeah.
It was a good deal on both ends. I think. I mean, on air, I think when we did the thing, I said I kind of leaned his side, but that's because he got the first, right, which is going to be of good use for him in his playoff push, because now he has a little flexibility there. From your end, though, I understood I understood your end too, because you have multiple firsts. So this was something that gave you some stability at the quarterback position. So
Yeah.
I liked it from both ends, really. But yeah, Anthony, I mean, like you said, you only have to start 2 wide receivers. He's got 3 decent ones there, and CD, T, and Judy. You can start any week, too. He's got to stick as a last flex. I'll take Judy, sure.
I'd rather shove Pacheco and Ramondre in, to be honest. At least early in the season.
Or Ramondre, yeah, maybe early in the year.
Ramondre is going to be like changing Henderson's jockstrap for him on the sidelines.
But if Smokin' Joe is playing, you're not starting Judy from week 1? Come on. I am throwing Judy in any week that Flacco is playing.
If Flacco's playing, I want Njoku everywhere. I want Njoku everywhere.
Well, that too. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But Swifty's team, let me scroll up here a little just to give you a look at Swifty's team down here.
Honestly, man, I'm surprised the deal got done. Tom is hard to trade with. He's very hard manager to trade with. So I'm surprised he got the deal done. I mean, I think too, like on paper, that's probably fairly balanced as well.
Oh yeah, if you throw it in a calculator, I'm sure it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty much any calculator will tell you that's a fair deal. And Swifty, I mean, he's a little light at quarterback with Love and Stafford and Daniel Jones. It's not terrible. He's gonna need Stafford's back to hold up because he's got that stack going there with Stafford and Puka.
He might inquire about Jimmy G.
Yes.
G, with those weapons, is probably not a bad quarterback to have.
No.
I'm not saying
unless you watched the wide receiver show on Netflix and you saw Devontae Adams' reaction when he was last playing with Jimmy G. Over in Vegas. The irony is blatant.
Watch it happen.
It's brutal. It's brutal when Devontae's talking about.
I went from one side of the country and back again, and I'm still going to play with this guy.
He's like, I'm one more pass away from the hospital with him.
Look, Jimmy G's played on every team in California now.
Oh my gosh!
Right when he was at Oakland, weren't there? Yeah, it was the Oakland Raiders when he was there. And
was it? I don't know. It was Vegas.
No, it was Oakland, dude.
Because Adams played with him. They've been in Vegas longer than you think now.
Okay, whatever. He still played for all the California teams.
When he didn't play with the Chargers yet. He's got to go to the Chargers.
That's right.
Yes.
Farewell.
Well, maybe he'll go across town after this year.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right.
Me as well. All right.
So we're leaning. We like Anthony's side of that. Both teams were contenders. Yeah. I'm gonna take the better piece there, and we're all just blatantly ignoring Darius Slayton because, well,
he's a thrower.
He's Darius Slayton.
It's something to balance it out to get the deal done.
I don't think Russell Wilson's making him fantasy relevant.
No, he's not.
Jackson Dart? Jackson Dart might. You never know. All right, let's get down to the next one. Was this one you? Oh yeah, here we go. All right.
All right, which deal?
Now we get Matt English to talk about his own trades. Here we go. Okay.
I did one there where I made like 4 or 5 deals. So
yes, you had a hot run there. Okay. Here we go.
So this is in the Birdhouse.
Yes, this is in the Birdhouse one, so a 12 by 12 best ball, 30-man rosters. Nothing too crazy on the bonuses or whatever.
Okay, so this one,
Go ahead.
let's. So Sutton, I was trying to get before his deal came out, and he was willing to trade. But I'm telling you, when that deal came out, I was like, okay, now I know I have to really pay for him, or more. I have to pay more for him. But I was like, I got to get him now because the longer this sits, the more his value's going to go up. And I'm telling you, man, on KTC, not that I utilize them, he has jumped like 600 points since that deal. So it's, you know, you got to get him while you can. I like his prospects of this year and next. This was a league. I don't know if you can pull up the roster or not, but this was a league that we were pretty bad. I started selling the farm last year towards the end of the year, and through the draft and a lot of trades, put me more into a contender's chair, so to speak. But I felt like if I could get Cortland Sutton here, I felt like that would really push us over the edge in this league and really make us a contender. So we had a lot of wide receiver help come in this offseason. Cortland Sutton being the final piece.
All right, let's show the folks out there this fabulous team that Matt English has assembled here.
It's definitely way better than what it was last year.
Trying to take down the champ here. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I won my own league. Yeah, I know it sounds pathetic.
Believe it or not,
but
this was a horrible team last year, and like I look at this, the quarterback, running back, and wide receiver ranks, and I'm just like, you know, it's not that bad.
You definitely have enough wide receivers. I'll say that.
Yeah, it took a lot of work to get here. So, anyhow, the receiver like Drake London and AJ Brown, Cortland Sutton, all came in through trade this year. None of them were there last year, so it was a pretty bad receiver room.
Yes, you've definitely added to it. Cortland Sutton jumping in there, along with Pearsall and Higgins, Coleman, Shaheed. All top 7 guys there for sure will get you some, you know, lineup starts this year. And then you've got Bijan Bucky, Caleb Johnson, along with Lamar and Drake May at quarterback, and then Sam Laporta still hanging out there at tight end. Now, yes, you've made some moves and moved around. I know you were trying to deal off Laporta, because you scooped him so high in the startup last year, and didn't end up working out so much. But now, you know, with Laporta, Strange, you're sitting good at tight end. But I mean, yes, you've got a extremely well-rounded team. I think it's real solid, ready to compete this year. And yeah, I mean, it shows your starter rank's number 2, overall rank number 2. Real solid all around here. Oh, we got some something in the chat here. Justin Hobbs says, "What's up, Matt?"
Oh, what's up there? What's up there, Hobbs? I'm so glad.
And then we've got Nathan. I'm Nathan here. I'm waiting for him to type in his team. He says he wants us to give him some advice on his team. So I'm just waiting for his team. We'll wait for that to come in. But yeah, you definitely, I like the move for you. Brandon there, Fantasy Reaper, he's going the other way with his team. I don't hate getting 2 firsts for Cortland Sutton. It's kind of tough to pull off. You got to really
2 seconds. 2 seconds. Not 2 firsts. But yeah.
You'd have to wait for the playoffs to really land a first for Cortland Sutton, especially in a smart league, right? Like, nobody's just throwing you a first in August for Cortland Sutton. So I mean,
No. No,
no.
I mean, if you look at it, it's a 26 second and then a 28 second. So,
Right.
I mean, it's one that you get right away. It's one that you're waiting 3 years for. So
Yeah.
it's
But again,
probably
the Reaper was just looking to accumulate value, so I'll
yeah.
give them the pass on there. You
Well, see,
know.
now we did a deal earlier as well where I got AJ Brown and Caleb Johnson. So
Okay.
he's already sold his ship to rebuild mode. So gathering as many first and seconds as possible is um, part of the strategy there.
Yes. All right. So we've got Nathan's team here. Superflex standard scoring, he says. Okay. Fair enough. He's got Lamar, Bo Nix, Brock Purdy, and Shook. Achan, Kyron, Swift, Pollard, Tootin, Miles Sanders at running back, Puka, Nico, Ladd, T. Higgins, Rome, George. Geez, what? How many teams are in this league? Rome, Pickens, DK, Josh Downs, and Jacoby Myers. And then tight end, Loveland, likely, Ingram, and Janu. Sorry, the format is weird for that. My running back room is pretty weak. I don't think it's that weak.
I don't either. With that wide receiver build, that running back room is freaking
Standard
stupid.
scoring. Draft picks are super undervalued in my league. Top running backs go for 3 firsts at least. 10-man. Okay, so 10-man. How many starters? Minus your kickers and defense. How many starters? Because that's really where it comes into play. Like you've got a lot of value that's going to be sitting on your bench, Nathan. Just that's my first reaction. I don't know about you, Matt. What do you think right off the
Didn't
bat?
consider how many starters he needs, but yeah.
I mean, it is 10-man, so that kind of plays into how his team's so loaded. I'll give him that. But again, he says that the the draft picks are super undervalued. I'm wondering how he landed all these guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, my first thought is like, I would, I mean, if you can hold Puka and just upgrade Ladd McConkey, great. But I would, I think the Chargers offense is actually going to take a little ding, but I would try to like upgrade Ladd McConkey and another piece to go get like CD Lamb. That's the first thought in my head because I think CD's the most attainable. I think he's going to give the biggest return. And to have the two Texas receivers in Nico and CD Lamb, and then or Puka and Ladd, I think that's pretty stellar. The running backs, I don't know. I'd have to. What were the running backs again? I heard Kyron, Pollard.
He's got Achan, Kyron, Swift, Pollard, and Tootin, and Miles Sanders hanging out too. So Achan, Kyron, and Swift. I mean, and then Pollard too. Pollard and Swift are pretty close now.
Spears misses a couple games to start the season, which it's probable right now.
Right.
It's possible. It's possible.
Those high ankle sprains. Yeah, they're 4 to 6 weeks. So if they want to, it depends how much they want to push him.
So in games that Spears was out, Pollard averaged like 26.
Yeah.
26 carries. So that's a good back to have early in the season, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, yeah, I mean, 10 starters, he said. Okay, 10 starters. So he's got 2 are his quarterbacks. So then 8 starters left between Achan, Kyron. I'll count Swift. Then you got Puka, Nico, Ladd, T. Higgins, Rome, Pickens, DK. That's 7 wide receivers you could start any given week.
Yeah.
I'll say Josh Downs and Myers are the 2 bench guys, and a tight end. Yes. So he needs
pretty stout too. He's got Evan Loveland, the young one, to pair with Ingram. I think Ingram is so undervalued right now. That
Yes.
like, I,
Yeah. And he's
I
got
love
Knicks
him
to
late
go with
first round.
him.
Love it.
So
So
for one, you'd be okay down tiering at quarterback between Bo Nix and Brock Purdy. I don't know which one. Basically, you'd have to shop them, and literally just don't don't be afraid to trade either of them. If you can package one of them in and get a lesser tier quarterback, like a Geno or Darnold, even in that range, you're fine. You only need to, you don't want to be playing this game every week. Right now, you're stuck playing this game. Who do I start, Purdy or
yeah.
Nix? And then you're going to start the wrong guy half the time.
You could down tier Knicks for Stroud, and then you have your Nico Stroud stack, which I
That's
clearly
not.
love.
Oh no! Oh God! You cannot wear that every show. Okay.
I don't wear it every show. It's the first time you've seen the Stroud and Nico shirt. I had to find a way
Too
to
bad.
plug it, and I just did. That's genius. There's genius in that.
Too bad it's for 24 though. You need it for 25.
Yeah, but
Man.
24 is the election year. So there's no election.
Okay, so back to Nathan's squad here. You package Nix or Purdy, and you can try and find Stroud. That would be a great stack for your second best wide receiver. Um, then look at sick shirt, by the way, he said.
Nice. Appreciate it.
All right. So, so yes, you could package one of those quarterbacks, get a decent quarterback in return. Stafford wouldn't be bad now either. Stafford's probably undervalued a little because of the back injury, but
Yeah,
man,
I'm
I saw him
super
throwing to, he was slinging it to like 20 kids down the field, like 30, 40 yards down the field on a tweet I saw last week. Dude's fine. Okay. We don't need to worry about Jimmy G taking over there, I don't think. But then same thing goes at wide receiver. Yes, I would definitely keep Puka and Collins, but everybody else is on the table. T, Rome, Pickens, DK, and then of course Downs or Jacoby. But find a way to get another hammer. It's a 10-team start 10. That means there's only 100 starters in the league. You got to get hammers, dude. And I wouldn't hate going after a running back either. Okay, you think your running back room is weak? I'd say it's middle of the pack for a 10 by 10. But I understand you thinking you need another. I mean, you've got Achan already. Kyron's decent.
Yeah. He's an RB1. It's 2 RB1s. It's not bad.
Right.
Not bad at all.
I would try and use Pollard's the injury for Spears right now to your advantage. Package Pollard up with 2 of these other those 5 wide receivers and go for CeeDee. Go for, I mean, Chase might be out of the question because his value is just so insane right now. But
I
yeah,
would say
go after
and
CeeDee,
Neighbors are totally attainable with,
Brian Thomas.
yeah.
Just upgrade there, and
Drake
then
London.
you
Go get Drake London. That's like 100 points more than Ladd McConkey from a value standpoint. But I'd much rather have Drake London.
I agree. I think the Falcons are going to throw it 100 more times than the Chargers this year. So that just, divvy it up. That's X amount of targets more to Drake London. And if you're counting guys who could potentially finish top 5, I would be more willing to bet on Drake London finishing top 5 than Ladd McConkey finishing top
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is what was Drake London's target share in the 3 weeks that Michael Penix was quarterback last year? Wasn't it like 5%?
79%.
It's close. It sure as hell seemed like it, but for real though, what was it like? 35?
It was 30. It was 39. It was 39%. Yes.
39%. So yeah, I would totally because I got Nico and Drake London as my two dark horses to finish number one. So I think they're well from top guys. When we did our show, I chose Nico, but Nico and Drake are my two top guys that I think could finish wide receiver one overall.
Yeah,
So
correct.
super
And
affordable to go get him.
so he says, big Nico guy, not so much Stroud. I easily have the best wide receiver room in the league and quarterback room too. Ladd and Pickens for CD? Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Offer that up and don't look back. If you got to throw in a second, do it. If you got to throw in Pollard, do it. Yes, for sure. If you can help him upgrade at quarterback by giving him Nix or who else did he have? He
Purdy.
had Nix and Purdy. Yeah, and one of his lesser quarterbacks in return for your QB3 and make things easier on yourself. You want to the whole point of it, what we're trying to tell you, Nathan, is make things easier on yourself this year. Right now you have too many wide receivers. Who are you going to start week 1 between Pickens and DK Metcalf? I wish I knew. Because that's going to be a struggle all season long for you. Make it easier on yourself, Nathan. You have the talent. Go and get those hammers. You're going to have to overpay, probably, but Ladd and Pickens is a very good starting point. If he doesn't like that, you shouldn't have to add too much more. Like I said, if you have to throw in Pollard, I'd go ahead and do that. I mean, you're not going to lose out on much because Pollard right now, even with Spears out, I don't think Pollard hits your lineup. Like Pollard just moved himself up to where Swift is, in my opinion. So he went ahead and said Pickens probably. Sure, right, but then what if he's pouting on the sideline because he only got 3 targets week 1? Meanwhile, Rodgers peppers DK with 10 targets and 2 red zone targets, right? So that's all I'm saying. Those two are going to be back and forth every week. It's going to be a difficult
There's a
decision.
reason they're
So
ranked
yes,
really close to each other.
hammers, Nathan.
Because their production is probably going to be close to the same.
Right.
So
Yeah. All right, Nathan. Any other questions, feel free to just throw them in there for us, but that'd be my suggestion. And you don't necessarily, if you can't hit it I'd start with the wide receivers that we brought up, CD, BTJ, London. But if you can't get that done, then go over to the running backs. But I would start with the receivers first. All right. Let's get back to some other deals here from our Patreon. And please go ahead and check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/Birdhouse Dynasty Show. Just $3 a month right now. I mean, I don't know that there's a better deal out there. Matt, as well as our other Patreon members, we're helping each other with trade deals all the time. All the time. I got that trade offer, 3 firsts for Jefferson, and I had help. I mean, even me, yes. I wanted to be sure because it's tough trading somebody like Jefferson. Come on. It's not just an auto accept.
sometimes you just need an objective voice to come in and say, "What are you stupid?"
Yeah, are you stupid? Go ahead and hit that. Yes. But a lot of the other deals are a little tougher than that. And I'm not saying I blew them away in value. That's just one of those concept trades where 3 firsts for 1 player in a best ball league is the right thing to do. And I just needed reassurance, that it was the right thing. All right, Matt, we got another one here for you, and this plays into the format, this one.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. This was Taco Corp.
Here we
right?
go. This is our Taco Corp League.
Yeah.
Massive bonus. Is this the 2 tight end, or is it
No, it's just like a massive tight end premium.
Yeah, it's like
3 tight end is Birdhouse 4.
It's 1.5 point tight end premium. So I mean, 1.5 points, meaning 2.5 points a catch for a tight end. Now, receivers are getting an extra point too, but still, it's insane. And so, Mark Andrews for a 26 first, I don't hate it. Steve was asking me about this as well. And I said, dude, if you're going to give up Mark Andrews in this format, you better at least get a first for it. And that's how this deal came out, really. So I apologize to you, Matt, if you would have been able to sneak him away from him for less. But I don't think he was going to get rid of him for less, not from talking to him. And so I think it worked out well for both of you guys, honestly.
It's totally format dependent on that trade value.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't really care for Andrews. Long term, he's 29 years old, and he's looking for a new deal at the end of this year. So, it's not an ideal thing. But I think for this season, the fact that he is 29 and playing for a new deal this year, he's probably going to be decent from a production standpoint. And as long as he's healthy, he's a good bet to finish as a tight end one that week. So, if you pull up my roster,
Now, Likely is injured.
this was a no-brainer. I had to do this. This is the one piece I was missing. So even if it's a slight overpay, screw it. I had to do it because if you pull up my roster, you look at it, you'd be like, yeah, you got to do this.
Because you have to win it in August, right, Matt?
Dude, yes. Yes.
Oh, all right.
It's like I had a good draft, right? And I totally sacrificed the position knowing I was going to trade for it at the end of the draft. And I was having a tough time getting people to just respond to offers on a tight end. And so I'm more than happy to get this deal done. My roster was needing a tight end bad. I mean, dude, I had Cole Kmet and Terrence Ferguson in a 2.5 point per reception tight end league. I mean, I needed a deal. So, anyway, yeah, happy to have
All right, I've got it for you. Here's your masterpiece. You did well in this startup. I'll give you the time.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
here we
I
go.
smoked this one. This was my
Overall number 1 and starter number 1 going into the first year, mind you all, first year. And when we're talking about that, Matt, let's explain what we mean by going into the first year. What's the difference of being your overall number 1 and your starter rank is number 1, but it's just the first season? What does that mean?
Nothing. It means
Okay.
my roster looks really good and I had a really good draft. That's all it means.
Right. It looks really good right now, but so you're at 119,000 in value, right? The 6th place team in rank is just at 102,000. They're not that far behind you, right? Fourth team is at 107. Steve's team at 108. My team, I'm at 116. So what we mean is, and we can go down to the bottom team here. I hope they didn't screw themselves too bad, because that would disprove this point.
Oh,
but
no, she screwed herself bad.
she kind of, yeah, that's kind of a messed up team. We'll go to the 10th team. 10th team's at 92, 95, 101. Okay, this is the 8th best team. Is only 18,000 less in value. So what we're getting at is usually 3, 4, 5 years in, you'll have a team that's at like 130,000 or more. And then you have 3 or 4 teams that are definitely in need for rebuild and are lower. Point being that in year 1, like this guy who's the 10th best team, I bet he still thinks he can win it this year. And he's probably not that far off. He might struggle at quarterback there. But the rest of his team...
Receivers is really thin.
True.
He's got Jefferson and then nothing, really. I mean, he's got Terry, but Terry's not...
Okay, here's the good.
Yeah,
here's the 9th best team, right? Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love, McCaffrey, Montgomery, Connor, Tet, Metcalf, Ayuk, and then it's a little drop off at wide receiver. But look at his tight ends. He's got 4 tight ends that could get into his lineup every week in a big tight end premium league, right? So this is the 9th best team who still has all of his draft picks in a no trade deadline league. He's got a shot, right? I mean, he's got McCaffrey and Lamar Jackson. So his receivers don't look great, but again, it's a no trade deadline league and a huge tight end premium league. He actually has a shot. You can't say that about a league that's 3, 4, 5 years in, right?
Oh no.
And so
no, the teams aren't that close.
And I'm not pointing this out to say that I hate your deal for getting Andrews, because it did make total sense. Let's go back up to your roster again quick. Oh man, I hit stupid pop-ups. I mean, I know you need the advertising there, but come on, Jeremy. All right, there we go. So you had extra picks for one. See your picks over there in the 27 draft. You're pretty stacked up in that draft. And yeah, so your best tight ends were Turd Ferguson and Cole Kmet. That's not ideal.
No, not at all.
But your wide receiver room is smoking. Neighbors, Nico, Ladd, Pearsall, Sutton, Devontae. That's sweet. You got the Hammer and Henry, Kenneth Walker, Kamara, and then Stroud and Lawrence at quarterback. I mean, I'd want a little bit more at quarterback, I guess, if I could point out one weakness, just because it's best ball. I like having 3 or 4 starters.
Yeah.
Shook isn't a guaranteed starter at this point, but you've got plenty of firepower if you want to go after a quarterback.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've got that for you.
I know.
This league, I did the ultimate QB horde in this league.
That's right.
And so I'm sitting on, after trading Justin Herbert, I am sitting on Jaden Daniels, Mahomes, Baker, Geno, and Daniel Jones still. So, yeah. And I just traded away Drake May for 2 firsts.
Do what now? What was that last one?
I just traded away Drake May for 2 firsts
right.
earlier today. We haven't gotten to that deal, but we will. All right. So yes, I like the deal from both sides, because Steve's squad. Let's not forget Steve's squad. He's in the upper mix as well with as far as value goes. There's Steve's squad for you. So he gave up Mark Andrews, but he still has Hawkinson and Kraft there in the tight end room. He's got Brock Purdy, McCarthy, and Dart, and Stafford, and Rodgers. He's loaded at quarterback as well. A little better than my team elsewhere. Rashee Rice getting that court date pushed off to the end of September. That definitely helps him there in his wide receiver room. And then, yeah, running backs are okay. But again, he's middle of the pack. He's got a shot. It's year one. He's got plenty of draft capital. What do you think, Matt?
It's a good team. I don't think there's anything. I mean, running backs are a little bit thin, but it's.
If you remove yourself from the fact that you got Mark Andrews from him, how do you, objectively speaking, on his team?
I mean, it's good for him because if you look at his 26 picks, right, he's got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 3rd, 4th. That's great. But he's still 5th ranked starter-wise. And he's still got Hopkinson. So it's not like Tucker Kraft.
And Kraft.
Either. So he's fine. I mean, the running backs might be a little thin, but that's not where he took a loss. If anything, he's gained assets that could help him attain, something to improve on the running backs. So
And he could definitely trade any of the. I mean, he'd probably want to be keeping Purdy and McCarthy, but he could definitely trade any of those other 3 quarterbacks
yeah,
for whatever,
yeah,
whatever help he may need.
yeah, and heck, by mid-season, I mean Dart could be really worth trading.
Oh.
I don't know.
The way he looked, he should be starting week 1.
Yeah, but he won't.
I know he won't. I know, but who knows? He let's see how he does the next 2 games. If he lights it up the next 2 weeks, what are they waiting for, right?
Yeah.
Just put Wilson on the block. There's some team out there that'll take him as a insurance bet, as their backup. I mean, you
Yeah.
couldn't have much of a better backup than Russell Wilson. I absolutely don't love him as a starter, but as a backup, totally fine.
We'll see.
All right, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say we'll see how he looks week 1 with Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors got a way of making people look better.
Yeah, there is that about him, for sure. All right, let's slide down here. We've got a couple more deals to get out there for you. So next up, we got. I don't know. Did you get this one done? You asked about it here.
Oh yeah.
Did you get that one done?
Yeah, the Mixon and Shaheed for McLaurin and Robinson.
Yeah.
Got that deal done. Sure did.
Now, I mean, even with McLaurin holding out and with an injury, I don't really buy into the injury that he's got. I would say at this point, B-Rob and Mixon are pretty equal. I'm going to take McLaurin over Shaheed still. There is a scenario where you lose this deal, right? And that
Yes.
scenario is Shaheed, I think, personally.
Well,
Um,
McLaurin. If McLaurin continues to hold out and doesn't play, I immediately lose.
And then Mixon magically plays week 1, right? I mean-
Mixon just has a decent season.
Even a decent season, sure. He somehow outscores Brian Robinson
Yeah,
this
I
year.
don't think that's going to
Yeah.
be. I think Brian Robinson will be just fine. I think he's going to get himself some. He's more touchdown dependent, but I mean, who else are they giving the ball to on the goal line?
Exactly. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt? Maybe.
Maybe.
But I do think Brian Robinson is one of the better bets of the, RB2/flex type running backs. He's one of the better bets to get into double-digit touchdowns just because of the offense that he's on, right? It's all about getting players that are on better offenses, right? Those are generally better bets. Like if you put Brian Robinson versus Tyron Tracy or Cam Scatterbo, who do you think is going to get more touchdowns, right?
Right.
You could even take Brian Robinson versus Tracy and Scatterbo combined, and I'll take Brian Robinson
Right.
for more touchdowns, So,
Well, like in this league, I have McCaffrey and Bucky Irving as well, and Caleb. But
and what's the format? What league is this?
This is max point. This is our max points league.
Okay.
So points galore. But I have
Yeah.
McCaffrey, I have Bucky Irving, and I have Caleb Johnson. So I mean, Mixon was sitting there as my third running back. Brian Robinson,
I
guess what
see.
he is. He's the third running back.
Well, he's healthy. That's what he
He's
is.
healthy, no question marks, no real concern around his workload and what he's going to see. Mixon, I don't know. I really don't know. Nick Chubb is a shell of himself, but he's there, right?
Oh, Mixon, I wouldn't be shocked if tomorrow the news came out that Mixon's going to miss. He's going on the PUP list and could miss the whole season. And then at the same token, I wouldn't be surprised if we get word that he's trending in the right direction to play week 1, right? So
Yeah.
it's just totally up in the air. Mixon's season, he's had foot injury, he's had all sorts of injuries, and he's battled through them. He's a tough son of a bitch. But I, I would much rather on a redraft team, for instance, and this is kind of what you're betting on with this kind of running back area, even in Dynasty, right? You're just making a 1-year bet on these guys. Brian Robinson's a dude who has produced, but I mean, Washington's not going to invest in Brian Robinson. They're not giving him some 3 or 4 year deal like Kyron Williams just got.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you're making a 1-year bet, and I would rather bet on Brian Robinson
Yeah.
right now.
To be honest, if McLaurin signs and plays, well, I mean, he's probably going to have more. He's probably going to have a better points per game average. My point.
Oh, then Shaheed? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Shaheed. Don't
The-
get me wrong. I especially love him.
Oh, yeah.
I love his ass in fucking best ball. I love it.
Yeah.
But this was just like, I mean, yeah, I was a little panicked on Mixon, but he came up. I told him what I liked. He said what I said. I'll throw in Shaheed. He asked for it. He sent the offer. I accepted it. I just was not going to say no to it. I got off of a panic feeling with Joe Mixon, and then taking the gamble on McLaurin now instead. But at least he's healthy. He's just got to
Correct.
get some money.
And they should pay him.
They
The
really-
dude wants to retire there, so I don't see why they shouldn't pay him.
Yeah.
Plus, you give him a good contract, and that stuff is always I just go back to Mike Evans and look what he's done. He's renegotiated his contract every year. He does it, and it's just to free up cap space every year. He's freed up cap space for the Bucks, and that's what the Commanders could do with McLaurin. Just pay the guy. He had an amazing year last year, finally, because you gave him a quarterback, finally.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mike Evans, we got a deal here.
Yeah, this was a
This one was in the what league? Let me see here. Bin Laden. So this is the
Taco Corp.
Taco Corp League. So a 12 by 11 best ball, big tight end premium. This was a wild one. All right, let's try and break this down here. So we got Sam receiving Mike Evans, Chuba Hubbard, Breece Hall, Marvin Harrison, and a 26 first for Steph Diggs, BTJ, Caleb Johnson, Omarion Hampton, and a 26 third. Jeez, these guys. Okay, where do we start here? Which guys could we cross off if we're lining it up here? Hampton and Breece? We cross them off?
And then what? Caleb and Chuba. They're pretty close.
Caleb and Chuba, you could. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Let's cancel the running backs out. Okay, so we cancel the running backs out. I say that's fair. Okay. Then we've got Mike Evans for Stephon Diggs and Marvin Harrison and a first for Brian Thomas.
And the third.
Evans is a little better than Diggs, but when you really throw it out there, I mean, they're both around the same age. We don't know how much longer either of them is going to play. I know Stephon Diggs signed a 3-year deal in New England, but how many of those years are going to be actually good is a different question, especially with Efton Chisholm in the room. But I mean,
You're so matter of fact about it.
Marvin Harrison and a first for Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, I guess that's fair. So value-wise, it's very close. But which side are you leaning here?
On Keep Trade Cut, it probably comes out to be a fair deal.
Sure.
That said, I I'm totally on Finn. What is it, Finn Laden or Finn Madden? Finn
Bin
Laden.
Laden got the BTJ. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that side of the deal here because I just he gets the best player in Brian Thomas. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he get, in my opinion, he gets the younger, better running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets Diggs, who's going to be the unquestioned wide receiver one with a good quarterback. Now, Evans
Now
is
hold on that
questionable number
unquestioned.
one.
Don't
Huh?
say he's unquestioned number one. But hey, okay.
I, who's better than him in that wide receiver
No,
room?
I told you already.
Oh, stop it.
All
Stop it
right.
with what, your fifth round pick? Stop it.
I didn't pick him.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Diggs is the wide
drafted
receiver
him.
one in freaking New England, okay?
I maybe grabbed him in the 29th round of a startup or two.
Who? Chisholm?
But yes, Chisholm. And now,
Yeah,
as
you
of
would want
this
him in your
morning,
lineup, likely.
as of this morning's waivers, I now officially have one player with over 50% ownership, and that player is Efton Chisholm.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, man. I've just for me and the players that I like and how I project, I like Bin Laden's side of the deal. Now, look, I mean, Hubbard's got good workload in front of him. Brees Hall makes me nervous as all get out. I am not sold on Marvin Harrison. I, I just, I think Trey McBride's the number one pass catcher in that offense, and not sold on Harrison. Sorry.
So let's bring up these teams here. Let me go back to Taco Corp because
And
there is the one piece there that's extra, and that's the 26 first, right?
Mhm.
Because if you did this deal last year, Marvin Harrison was way more valuable than
Yeah, but it's
the
not
Brian
last year. It's
Thomas.
2025.
Well, I understand, but the the fact is, at the end of this year, could Marvin Harrison be equal in value or even more valuable than Brian Thomas? It's possible. It's
Yeah.
in the realm of possibilities, right? So let's bring out here's Finn Laden's team,
I mean, they
and
both got
then
equally risky quarterbacks, so
sure, yes, they do. Um, so when you're looking at Marvin Harrison and a first or Brian Thomas Jr.,
and
here's
a third.
Sam's squad.
There's there's a third on there too. So
Yes, there is, and it's best ball, so the third isn't totally, discounted. So Sam was able to add some draft capital. He's still got his top wide out there in that wide receiver room, and he eliminated having. He did have that quandary of Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter. Now, for me, that's not a problem, but for some, it is. Would that be an issue for you having both Jacksonville wide receivers in a best ball format?
hell no. I actually
No.
had that
Okay.
in that last deal we looked at of mine in that league. I
Yeah.
had both of them, and I traded both of them away. So, you know,
Yeah, no, I've had plenty of success with doubling up on a triple stack, so to speak, with um, I believe I had Dak and Amari and CD at one point. I'm trying to think of a different team. Years ago, I had Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne, and Marvin Harrison, and that worked out just
oh
fine.
wow.
So I I don't see an issue there. Now, whether Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas get to the level of Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison, we'll see. Um, but they're both valued pretty close to what those two would have been valued at in Dynasty
Yeah.
at this time right now. So
Yeah,
bringing
but
that up,
that
what did you think of
and
Travis Hunter's usage in the first preseason game? Does it change your
um,
thoughts? Same thought? What is your take on Travis Hunter and his usage week one?
I think it's fine. I think, I mean, he's going to play like 80% offense. Didn't they say that or something like that? So,
Yeah.
I would take that for exactly what it's worth. Say he's going to play 80% of the time. I think that's good for his value. I think it's good for his prospects this year. I think it really helps out BTJ. Really helps BTJ.
Yeah, 80 to 90% of the snaps, that's literally what most wide receivers at the top take anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's not like he's missing any snaps
yeah.
really
And
on
the
offense.
defensive side, like so in your IDP leagues, if you drafted a Travis Hunter, I mean, it kind of hurts his defensive prospects. You're almost going to need him. Like, he might only play 10 snaps on defense. And
Yeah.
like, you're going to need him to get
He-
a pick. And
My thought is
yeah.
he looked like a wide receiver out there trying to make some tackles. That's what he looked like to me. Like he totally whiffed on trying to tackle Caleb Johnson right before the first down.
Oh, yeah, Caleb.
He looked just like Dion trying to make a tackle. So, yeah, with this trade, I'm gonna lean with you as well because I do like the two rookies versus Chuba and Brees Hall, and it really, I don't mind Chuba. It's more Brees Hall, honestly,
Yeah.
that I'm worried about with the usage that they did week one. Now I don't know that rolls over into the season, but you know, Aaron Glenn and his staff, they are coming from Detroit where they heavily split carries with a talent as much as of Jahmyr Gibbs as he is. I mean, that dude only gets like 50% of the snaps or
I hope he
got.
gets traded. I hope they trade him. I really do. Like he's
Brees
too
Hall,
good a
yeah.
running back to just sit in New York in a freaking 3-man committee. He's way too
Right.
good.
Right. Now the price tag for Brees might be too high, and this maybe is where they end up trading one of the other two. So they might just trying to showcase the other two as well, right?
There's a world Braylon Allen takes the backfield, though. I mean, there's
Exactly. Brees Hall goes to, I don't know, Houston, right? Because Joe Mixon goes out for the season. Brees Hall goes to Washington. I'm just saying, there's a number of places that feel Brees Hall is an elite talent in the league, right? A top 7 or 8 back, I'm talking about.
yeah. No,
And that he deserves 20 plus touches a game. And you know, there's head coaches out there that want that.
dude, what if Brees
and,
Hall goes to Kansas City? I could see some
Oh.
stupid shit where the NFL just makes those freaking planets align. And like Brees Hall ends up in Kansas
No.
City, and then there they are in the Super Bowl again.
Oh, don't say that. My Burchard Smith shares just hit under the blanket. Oh my God. All right.
We put it out there early enough, maybe it won't come true.
So yeah, I guess I don't hate it for Sam, but I really just you know, it's a bet on buying Marv low because for me, Marv and Brees Hall are the two X factors in this trade for him. They're both young enough those two pieces. Chuba, I know he got a contract from Carolina, but I don't know how long that means really that he stays the lead dog there in Carolina. It's probably not as long as Caleb Johnson is the top guy in Pittsburgh. I'll say that. And then Omarion Hampton, like, I love that guy right now. But in reality, how much does Hampton outscore Brees Hall this year? You know, it's tough to say. I would bet on Hampton scoring more touchdowns than Brees Hall if you compare those two offenses. So, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm leaning the BTJ side with you there. All right.
I'm sure on a calculator it's close. I look at all the players. I don't care about the picks. They're both in 26 anyway. So I'd just lean the other way. Uh-oh.
All right. We got a wild one here. 4 for 1. And this one comes from, Matt English is in it again. Look at this. Okay. Matt, which league was this here?
This is Skid Marks for fun. I love some of our league games. Really do.
Oh, you got to keep it fresh. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this was one I didn't really like my build on the team for a lineup league. I just didn't like it at all. In fact, I hated it. I hated it after like the third pick. I was just like, this sucks. I hate this team. So,
Now, what was the format again in Skid Marks? It's a lineup league, correct?
Team super flex, tight end premium, lineup.
Start 10 or 11?
11.
11, okay.
11. And
So
yeah. What you got?
I don't hate it. I mean, are you starting Sutton and Bateman? Are you getting them both in your lineup? Is Bateman able to be
Yeah, so here's
flexed,
the
like
deal.
right at
This
the
is gonna
bottom?
this is going to be a full-on rebuild. So I still have some pieces that I can trade now, mid-year, end of the year, whatever it may be, and I can trade them for whatever young players and picks at the time. So Sutton was I wanted to have a producing piece to be able to move. Besides, because I was only going to get another first, and it was going to be a 26 first, and I just don't value that class enough to spend it. I'd rather get Sutton moved to another team later in the year with some other piece for a 27 first. Just full disclosure. So, and in this league, I've got 4 27 firsts now. So I'd like to get to 6. I'd like to get to 6 and own half.
Not four ain't enough. You're not dominating enough there.
No, I gotta.
You're gonna be able to do whatever you want in that draft.
Yeah, that's the plan. So, but I mean, look, I still have Sutton, I still have Kamara, and I think I have Matt Stafford in that league, maybe. So
I'm
those
bringing
are all
it up
three
right
pieces
now.
I'm going to trade before the end of the year. Someone's going to want Stafford. I guarantee it. When a quarterback gets hurt, someone's going to be looking for a quarterback of any size, shape, color. Not going to matter. If he's under center, they're going to trade for him. So,
All right, so here's your squad there.
yeah.
So yes, you have a couple of older pieces in Kamara and, as you mentioned, Stafford, but otherwise, you're a Jordan Addison suspension away from actually having a contender here. I mean,
Not really.
you. What if Tank Bigsby ends up being the guy in
No,
Jacksonville?
That's true. That's true. Which,
Okay.
he's got
What
some-
if? I mean, it's an if, but this isn't a best ball league. You're fine at quarterback.
And we only start
You-
one running back, by the way.
Right. Okay. So even better. Like Jaden Higgins blows up for you, and you get Addison back from his suspension. Ricky Pearsall's playing well. I mean,
Well, yeah, I will
Tet's
say
lighting
this.
it up.
Pearsall in the Dunze sophomore season breakout.
Yeah.
Then yeah, this team could actually surprise some squads.
You could sneak into the playoffs. You're not winning it, but you've got plenty of draft capital to move around if you actually want to contend in year one. We'll put it
Oh,
that way.
Yeah, look at all those picks over there on that far right side.
Yeah. You're still set up, though, to, flip Kamara when he's producing and just set yourself up for year 2 and then 27 is the year. I mean, you got Stroud and McCarthy. They're still going to be playing at that point.
They're still young. And
So-
look, man, that Addison suspension kind of works in my favor of a rebuild, right? So that's 3 weeks.
For sure.
He's not putting up points, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's kind of the route you need to take as the season maybe starts and somebody gets an injury. Then you go after that guy. Rashee Rice actually gets suspended. Maybe then you can go after him. Just take those kind of flyers on guys that are injured, hurt, or suspended.
Oh, yeah.
And scoop them up for even a 26 run isn't out of the realm of possibility because that 26 first of yours, It's looking pretty sweet right now, I'll say. So that should be a good pick. All right. Next up, we've got, and oh, I didn't want to. We shouldn't bypass the Reaper and what adding Ashton Genty did to his squad here.
Yeah.
Um,
He
so
only gave up
here's
one
the
first,
Reaper.
so
Quarterback's looking very solid. Judkins now looks a hell of a lot better, but he already had Tony Pollard get a little bump. And then his wide receivers, at least at the top, totally fine. Top 5 wide receivers look great. And then Kittle at tight end. So, yeah, he totally bumped himself. As you can see there, starter rank is number 3. Yeah, absolute contender now, even with 2 rookies at running back. I mean, this is one of the best rookie running back classes we've seen in the last 10 years. So,
yep. And again, you only have
yeah,
to start one running back, and the rest can be a combination of whatever. You
yeah,
can start 3 tight ends in this league too. So, um,
wild.
yeah,
Yeah, he can sneak Darren Waller, the rotten corpse of Darren Waller, into his lineup even.
but like
Woohoo!
Goddard will probably get in there with Kittle a couple of times.
For sure. As long as he's not having Waller rap on the sidelines for his team, he'll be all right. Okay, here we go. We got another one, Matt. Jeez. Okay, this one was CD Velasquez from the Patreon. Okay, so we've got Matt English acquiring Brashard Smith, Turd Ferguson, Tat McMillan, and a 27 first from CD Velasquez for Puka, Zach Ertz, and a second from the 26 draft. So, where were you thinking on this one in unloading Puka for, let's say, Tet and the 27 first, essentially? Because I could just, off the top of my head, I would say I'd cross off the 26 second and Zach Ertz for Ferguson and Brashard Smith. That could be a deal in and of itself right there. So, yeah, I'm going to say Puka versus Tet and the 27 first is about the main portion of this deal. I guess
Yeah,
I should bring it up for you guys
yeah, that
instead
would be
of
helpful.
showing
It's the same
the
league.
fantasy
It's the same league.
reapers. Okay, but here is the deal that I've been talking about for a couple minutes and not showing you. There we go. So again, Brashard Smith, Turd Ferguson, Tet, and the 27 first for Puka, Ertz, and the 26 second. And I'm looking at it and crossing off the 26 second and Ertz for Ferguson and Brashard Smith. Um, and then you've got Tet and the first for Puka.
Yeah.
How did you look at it, Matt?
I look at it as I get another first in 27. I get a young alpha receiver,
Yeah.
and I'm getting rid of Puka. That's
Yes. And so,
that. I mean, ultimately, as simple as that sounds, that's all it is. Is if I'm going to tank out this season, well, Puka's the big, sexy, valuable name. I'll get rid of him and bring in what could be a future, top receiver and a first.
for sure, you get the points off your roster. We'll bring up CD's squad here quick.
Yeah.
There we go. We already saw yours. So there's CD. He's sitting at 10th in starter rank, but he's got Josh Allen and Cam Ward at quarterback. Omarion Hampton, Walker at running back, and then wide receiver now Puka and A.J. Brown up at the top. Some okay guys then after that, but not necessary, not really a huge contender. It's hard to say on a team that's got Josh Allen and Puka and A.J. Brown that they're not a contender.
Well, if you look over though at his 26 draft capital, he's got first, 2 seconds, a third and a fourth.
Sure.
So he's still
So he's got an extra second now. So he really just downgraded himself from a first to a second. Now that was a 27 first, so hopefully for his sake that isn't too high. And I mean he does have plenty of youth on his team. I mean, look at it. Excuse me. Look at the draft picks from this year's draft that he has. Cam Ward, Omarion Hampton, two of the top 4 or 5 picks.
The non-guy, Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
Luther Burden. Kyle Williams. Shamir Deke.
Yeah. So he only needs a couple of those guys to hit, and Burden hits big, Tootin hits for him. He's looking a hell of a lot better, and could be in contention then. So good young squad. Still got his 26 first and 2 seconds, so I think it's not looking that bad. I mean, he's got plenty of ammo if he wants to go the other route. Like mid-season, he could easily flip Puka for somebody's 27 first back plus something, So I don't hate it from his side. You're getting a 4 or 5 star stud in Puka in that deal. But yeah, I understand what you were doing there, Matt. Okay.
Yeah. Bringing in youth, getting rid of an old player, and a decent player.
Because Puka's so old. I know.
I was talking about Ertz. God.
Oh. All right. So we've got the Birdhouse 1 here. And Hergot getting into the action with the Reaper. The Reaper selling off his old players here. Oh, boy. Could he have gotten more for George Kittle? That's the question.
Well, let me look at it. I'll tell you.
And I have to transfer it over here. Okay. You play around with these screens, they all roll together so much. Okay, here we go. So George Kittle, Chris Olave, and Marvin Mims. Again, this is a 12-team start 12 best ball for can't even think of his first name. The second or third wideout for the Jets, the rookie.
Anais Smith.
Anais, that's it. Anais Smith. 26 first and 2 seconds. So do you think this was selling light on Kittle and Olave, or getting what he could before the floor falls out on Olave? And then Kittle obviously is a little older. So what do you think?
Getting a first for Kittle, I would say, a first and a second's probably...
First and a second for Kittle.
And then you're getting a second for Mims and
Olave. And it seems light to me.
It seems incredibly light. So, Look, I'm going to tell you something. That dude's been sneakily trading across leagues and pulling off some really good deals for himself.
Yeah.
So, he's sneaky. He's so soft-spoken and nice, but he's sneaky. He'll rob you blind.
He's a tough cat to trade with, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, because he just decided to go the opposite route, go for a rebuild in one league. It was so simple to trade with him, but yet he got me, he got me to throw in that extra second, or he gets you to throw in that extra third.
He'll tell you, just throw in a 28 second, man. That's like 3 years away. Look, at 28 will come, you'll be like, where'd that second go? You won't even remember you traded it.
You won't even remember because the guy you got from him is long gone already.
And I'm like, I want to get this deal done. Just shut up. Here's your second.
I traded, that's what it was. I traded for Garrett Wilson and James Cook. and he got me to throw in an extra set. I had already given him 2 firsts. I gave him 2 firsts in like 2 seconds, and maybe that deal's coming up here.
Dude, he's gonna make my TBLVR draft look small. Remember this year in that rookie draft, I had 11 picks.
Yeah.
That's not including the pick, the number 2 overall pick that I traded. Or that is including, or no, not including it because I had already traded. I had 11 picks after that. So.
All right. So we've got Birdhouse 4 here. This one is Let's Go Brandon and JV Uncut. So Justin getting into it with Rob. Let's Go Brandon. It's Rob C over there. So this one, ooh, Waddle, Olave, Laporta, and a 27 second. Geez, how many trades have had Olave in them?
People are there. He's a volatile player. People are nervous about him. Either you're trying to buy him low and you see the value on him, or you're like, I don't want nothing to do with this dude.
Totally. I should have put Olave on the thumbnail, man. For that package went for Chris Godwin, Kate Otten, Keon Coleman, and 2 firsts, 26 and 27 firsts here. So this is the Birdhouse 4 league. We juiced this up a little with 2 tight ends. So it's a start 12 teamer, but 2 tight end. And a little juicier premium for the tight ends too. I think it was a 0.75. But start 2 tight ends. And that got Brock Bowers drafted number 1 overall in this format, mind you. So that adds a little spice to the Laporta and Kate Otten aspect of this deal. But you've got, let me see if we can cross something out here. I guess you can cross Godwin and Olave out, right? I mean, they're both a little volatile right now, so cross those 2 off. Kate Otten in the second, I think, is pretty fair for that league. I wouldn't be given a first in that, even in that premium for Kate Otten. So we'll take like this.
Otten and Coleman for Waddle.
Otten and Coleman for Waddle, that could go. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we got rid of the players. Get rid of the players. So yeah, it's Laporta and a second for the 2 firsts. Guess it's pretty even.
In this format, that's legit.
Yeah.
Starting 2 tight ends, you got the number 3 overall or number 4 overall tight end.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's actually a pretty fair trade. I mean, when you first look at it, if you don't have the 2 starting tight ends, this is rape. But the 2 starting tight ends, I mean, really changes everything. And I think it's actually a pretty level trade, man.
Yeah. And for me,
I'm on the Laporta side of it.
Okay.
Because I would take it that's the real contending side of this deal. Right? That's the time.
Well, let's see what it did. Let's see what it did for Let's Go Brandon as far as becoming a contender. Because again, this is the first year of the league, and he went ahead and made a deal like this to contend in year 1. I don't love giving up a 26 and 27.
I don't either.
First in a no trade deadline league. This league was extreme. Look at this chart here. Let me show you. Up on Dynasty Daddy here. Show you the chart. Look at how equal this is across the board. Like, we're talking 118 for the top team down to like 106 or 7. There's only 12. Contender view? All right, here's the contender view.
I don't care about the
Okay. Oh, I'm looking pretty good. Look at that. Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Yes, the Birdhouse Dynasty show is definitely looking pretty solid. All right, but back to the value here for Let's Go Brandon. Let's see what he did for himself. Where is he? Oh, he's way up top with us. Where is he? I guess this isn't the league.
No.
What the hell? That had to have been. What league was?
Yeah, because I don't even see
Justin in.
JV Young Duck. Birdhouse
Was it Max Points?
No.
That has to be the Max Points League. That's what it is.
Oh, if it's max points, I'd change my opinion.
You're leaning towards the Laporta side now?
No, the other way.
Oh, okay. There it is. Okay, so Let's Go Brandon. There's his team now. It brought him up to 5th with that deal, but extremely hindered his draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
Now his squad, he did have Judkins, so that helps right now. Quarterbacks, very solid.
Ooh,
Receivers,
yeah.
adding Waddle and Olave really helped the wide receivers out.
Yeah, he was in trouble.
Yeah. But now he can flex one of those tight ends. So his tight end room is awesome.
Yeah.
With McBride and Laporta. So yeah, I don't hate it because he is very strong.
So.
And he's still pretty young. I mean, other than Derrick Henry, everybody else, all of his other point scorers are pretty young.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't hate it from his side. I still like Justin's side. I'm going to lean. He was already sort of kind of going down the rebuilding path. And, adding those 2 firsts really helped out his cause. Because, you look at this team, Jalen Hurts, Cam Ward, running backs leave a little to be desired, and Breece Hall, and Braylon Allen really. He's got Sampson and Javonte Williams. Receiving core really took a hit, but obviously when you trade away 2 nice middling wide receiver 2-ish types in Olave and Waddle, that's going to happen. So
I'm just wondering where the picks went, because if I'm looking at this right, Laporta, Waddle, and Olave, he traded 3 of his top 6 picks.
yeah. Well, he got the 26 first and 27 first. So,
But then
I don't
he brings in like older Chris Godwin, older K. Otten.
Sure, but I mean, he can flip Godwin once he comes back from his injury.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And he increased the value of his own 26 first as well.
That's
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't hate it. It's a start for a rebuild, but considering it, we haven't even played any games. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he already put himself out of contention year 1. So, I mean, that's another plus for Let's Go Brandon. He eliminated somebody from contention essentially.
Yeah.
Year 1. So
it makes the field easier for you and I.
Yes. So I don't hate it at all. All right. CD Velasquez.
You better watch out, bro.
Yeah, this should be a fun one. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. All right. Let's see. We should only have a couple more trades here.
Yeah, let's get them wrapped up here.
All right. We are. There's my. Okay. Yeah, we're down to the 2 from today. Okay. Bring it up for you guys. Okay, so Drake May for a 27 and 28 first. This one I am not rebuilding. I just had five starting quarterbacks. I had Jaden Daniels along with Baker, um, Mahomes, Gino, and Drake May. And so I was just looking to get off of Drake May. He was the one, especially, that I felt had too much value. Okay. So I had five quarterbacks, Matt, going into this deal. I had Jaden Daniels, Mahomes, Baker, Drake May, and Geno Smith. I'd already traded you Justin Herbert, got back Geno. And then I have Daniel Jones hanging out there just for good measure as my sixth quarterback. But getting off of Drake May here was huge for me. I felt he's his current value is QB7 on Keep Trade Cut. I felt that was a little high for Drake May. Now, could he get to that level point producing wise? Sure. But I don't think anybody's going to be shocked if Drake May finishes, QB 14 this season. So I just don't see the value there that he's going to equivalent to a quarterback 7 season. That would be pretty impressive, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think
Yes.
this is a great deal. We talked about this one earlier. I thought this was a great deal for you because you're still sitting on, 4 quarterbacks?
Correct. 4 starting quarterbacks, along with Daniel Jones possibly. And it gives me a fourth 27 first. So, yes, we all know everybody's crazy about the 27 draft. So, I'm not trying to overhype it too much, I guess, but how can you not with likely Arch Manning and the 2 wide receivers, Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, going to be in that draft? I mean, there's nobody in 26 right now that anybody's hyping anywhere near those guys. But anyway, yeah, solid deal for me. On the other side, Mike Woe, he did need a third quarterback. Tua was his QB2. So, again, though, giving up that draft capital, I just don't love doing it all right now. Okay, here's our final deal of the day. We've got Mike and Finn Laden in the same league. Mike is getting DJ Moore, Javonte Williams, and BTJ for Braylon Allen, Rome, Jaden Higgins, Matthew Golden, and a 26 second. Whew, this one's juicy, Matt. Let's where can we go with the cross-off game here? Braylon Allen and Javonte Williams. Cross them off.
No, I've got Javonte.
Well, slightly higher.
Yeah, I mean it's.
You just talked about Braylon Allen. He could be the starter.
Yeah, he could be, but he's not. So he's still in a committee of 3. So DJ Moore and Rome are pretty close. I mean, ranking-wise,
Yeah.
DJ Moore's probably, in overall rankings, he's probably like 20, 30 slots ahead. But from a value standpoint, it's probably pretty close.
Sure, dynasty-wise, yeah.
Man.
Well, put it this way: we can cross off DJ Moore and Javonte Williams for Roma Dunze and Braylon Allen.
Yes, that's totally fair.
Okay, then we've got BTJ for Jaden Higgins, Matthew Golden, and just a 26 second. Is that a little light, or I mean, I know you're a big Jaden Higgins guy, but
Is it a little?
you also like BTJ a lot.
Yeah, I love BTJ. BTJ's got a year under his belt with numbers, good numbers, really good numbers.
Really good.
And Higgins is going to be a starter. We know that. Golden, all signs point to him being pretty, by default, the wide receiver 1.
Yeah, Jaden Reed in a walking boot makes that a pretty good bet.
So, but we still haven't seen it.
No,
I
we
guarantee you on the
haven't.
calculator, it's not close.
No, I think it would
If you
lean
were
the
to plug
Brian
in
Thomas side.
BTJ for Higgins, Golden, in a second, it would tell you need to add more.
Right, right.
So,
So even though it's a 4 for 3 in a best ball format, still getting 3 solid pieces. I mean, 2 solid pieces, I
oh, this
should
is
say. Javante is up in the air. We don't know who's starting in Dallas, but Javante's probably got the upper the upper leg on the other two there in Dallas. One of those ambiguous backfields that I'm sure we'll get into in one of our next
same
episodes.
situation Braylon Allen's in a sense, right? Three-headed
Right,
monster that we know of.
right.
So
But Javante has the upper hand, whereas Braylon Allen definitely doesn't.
yeah. I will say this. I mean, in this one, I mean, I look at I love Jaden Higgins. I actually like Matthew Golden too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Rome Odunze's in line for a breakout season, but I mean, I've drafted. Maybe I've got a couple shares of DJ Moore, and I like DJ Moore because he is solid, right? I think he's a higher floor guy, maybe a little bit lower ceiling than what Odunze could be, but he's a higher floor. And now that Johnson's getting him involved in the backfield, I think that's got to be a nice little boost of confidence in trying to get him the ball. Manufacturing touches is always a good thing. I thought Mike knocked this trade out of the park from a value standpoint, and I know he's trying to contend. This is Taco Corp, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I know he's trying to contend in this league. So this did nothing but help his chances of being able to do it. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, Bin Laden is just taking too many bets on young guys here. Like I don't mind taking 1 or 2 bets on the younger guys, right? But there's like all 3 of these guys. It's I find it hard to believe if you told me at the end of this year that all 3 of them hit. Like that Rome actually is the wide receiver 1 in Chicago. That Jaden Higgins is, you know, an awesome wide receiver 2. And Matthew Golden just smashed in Green Bay. I don't think that all 3 of them. It's just by the law of odds. I just don't see.
I think I'll take the optimistic view here, saying I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 did hit. I could flip a coin. I think you're totally right there. I could totally see that not being
2 out of the
possible.
3 will probably
It'd be
happen.
impossible.
2 out of the 3, yeah.
Whatever. I still lean on Mike's side here. Okay.
Oh yeah, me
And,
too.
I mean, really,
I like
pull up
Mike's
the
side.
rosters and look at what they've done. It almost looks like Mike's playing to contend, and Bin Laden's looking to kind of build. He's looking to build something with a bunch of young guys, is what it looks like.
Well, I would hope so. If you trade away Brian Thomas Jr., you know,
Yeah, well, I
you
know
can
he
say
did
all you
another
want
trade
about.
in that league. He did another trade in that league and brought in some younger pieces as well. But I can't remember all of it. But I know he did another trade.
Just bringing it up here. There it is. Okay, perfect. They're back to back. Okay. So let me slide this up, and we'll get to that screen right.
Yeah. Right meow.
Right now. There we go. Okay, so Bin Laden still slightly ahead value-wise overall. So he added. See, he doesn't have his 27 first, so I guess I would have pushed for that a little more, but
I had his 27 first.
ha. But looking at his squad, Hurts, Herbert, Hampton, Caleb, Pacheco, CD, Rome. He really, yeah, he had an extra body. No, he really didn't add an extra body because he lost DJ Moore. Um,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, think about that. Think about that. You had CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore, and Brian Thomas Jr. Like, you were in a good spot for your starting 3 receivers.
for sure.
And you gave up Javante. You have Caleb, Omarion, I mean, like, I actually don't understand why he did the deal. I don't.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was in a better spot before the deal, clearly. I mean, and now it's like he's put his team in a position where they call him a fraud because he's borderline rebuild now.
right. Had he gotten a first,
because he's probably not going to the playoffs.
had he gotten a first instead of the second, I could kind of lean that way then.
Yeah, because you.
Or I can understand it then.
Still trade, but
Yeah.
Tyler
Second
Jr.
just doesn't do it for me. If I'm giving up Brian Thomas Jr., who smashed after his rookie year like that, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
And then Mike on the other side, now his starter value is up to second. So, he's looking decent at quarterback after getting Drake May because he had Kyler and Bryce Young. That's what it is.
Right.
He didn't have Tua. So now his quarterback room's looking real juicy for best ball. Bijan, Chase Brown, Harvey, Mason, and Tootin, along with Javante hanging out there. So he's got 6 running backs on a weekly basis that can get in his lineup. And then at receiver, he's a little light still.
Yeah, but it's way
BTJ.
better than what it was. Way.
Agreed. What much better, and he should have had to pay a higher price than what he did. I think. I mean, having Trey McBride, it doesn't really matter what else he's got at tight end.
That's right.
McBride's gonna get in his lineup pretty much every week. So,
That's right.
yeah, Mike's looking a lot more solid.
Yeah, well, it makes me more nervous in this league. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure. Yes. You're still looking pretty solid, I'll say, though, Matt.
I'm fine.
Still like your squad. All right. So,
Now that I have Andrews.
there. And now that you have Andrews, yes, that's all the difference that you needed. Hey, Andrews is going to bounce back this year. I know he dropped that pass in the playoffs, but I think all is forgotten. And he's going to bounce back this year. Last year, that first month was he had that car accident or whatever, but I think that really played a bigger role on his than people thought.
Yeah, I agree.
I know I traded him away in one of my redraft leagues because I thought he was stupidly. I thought he was done, and I paid for that because he bounced back, still ended up with a good amount of touchdowns, and
He had like 8 touchdowns.
yeah, Lamar had an amazing year throwing the ball, and I don't see how that really digresses much. I would count on Andrews getting another 7 or 8 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
And then likely is out, likely to start the season for a couple weeks. And so we'll see Mark Andrews in full action, getting targets right away out of the gate.
Yeah,
So, any other thoughts from the preseason week 1 that we didn't mention early on? We got some ambiguous backfields there with the Jets. Dallas, we don't know, but somebody will emerge from Dallas. Jacksonville, what are your thoughts on the Jacksonville backfield and what happened? Do you bump Travis Etienne up now that he looks like the clear number 1 for now?
I mean, they've been speaking highly about him pretty much all offseason. I think it was a couple of beat writers came out and said that Tank's been the better back. That looks like the better back.
Yeah.
I think that's just going to be how does the preseason look rest of the way. I think it's going to be a full-on evaluation at the end of preseason. We probably truly won't know. We'll probably have an idea by week 3, is what I would say. But I would say it's ETN's job to lose.
Sure. And, good. we've all been talking about Tootin being the Bucky Irving, right, and whatever, because Liam Cohen came over and drafted him. But to me, and I'm a Bucks fan. I watched some of the preseason last year and everything. Bucky didn't in preseason. It wasn't like, oh man, this guy's gonna take over Rashad White.
Mid-year, and it just clicked.
Yeah. And Bucky looked good early on. I'll say that, but I didn't think that Rashad was gonna like lose his job. I just thought it was a solid 1-2 punch, and then Bucky got it, and that could happen in Jacksonville. Still, don't go wild trading off Tootin just because he only got so many touches week 1. Like he did get in the end zone. It was against the second.
If you really like Jacksonville's backfield or like the idea of getting a 33% share of each guy across the board, go for it.
Yeah, it could be a whole ugly of nothing there in Jacksonville's backfield, really.
Yeah, it could be. Or you could hit. You could. I mean, either which way. I mean, between ETN, Tootin, and Bigsby, you're getting them. I mean, way late in drafts anyway. At least in redraft. So I mean, for what their cost is. I mean, why not?
Right. Their cost is all cheap.
See what happens.
Yeah. And what should be an improved offense. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's worth it taking a dart throw.
I will be drafting mainly. I would target more Tank Bigsby in redraft. Tootin and Dynasty. Just because I think it's ETN's job to lose, but I'm not really excited about his prospects moving forward.
Nah, one fumble and one crucial fumble or something like that, and
I think he's done anyway after this year. I mean, this regime didn't draft him. They've got nothing invested. They're going to get what they can out of him. They're going to move on.
Yeah,
they might trade him in the middle of the season. I don't know.
It's definitely a situation where Tootin still has the upper hand as far as being the guy that the regime drafted and going forward, right? He's what, 2 years younger experience wise than Tank. Tank's got to do something really this year to potentially get paid by Jacksonville, like for a second contract.
Yeah.
So it's not likely. Right? And so second half of this season and going into 26 is where Tootin could really,
well, if Tank
jump. So
they could retain him. Yeah, I mean, he's a good running
sure.
back, and you know what you're going to get with him for sure, right? He's a good short yardage back. He's a good runner, great on the goal line.
Right.
So if he's not looking for big money because he didn't perform well, then maybe they retain him and he just
he could be super cheap and he just comes back on a cheap contract, and they let ETN walk, and then it's Tootin and Tank running it. So still a good opportunity, very cheap. Now you may be able to sneak Tootin off if you were in a draft and Tootin got taken on you. Maybe you can throw a second at that guy that took Tootin on you. It's not a bad buy right now. Who knows? Maybe he's really out on him and it's just a couple of thirds. I don't know. So I'm not selling him.
By our next trade show, I'll be looking to see if we start seeing a lot of the, the preseason hype kind of start influencing some trade deals. So, man, I sure hope so.
Oh, there'll be some more action. If anything from today is any indication of it, man, today I've gotten tons of offers. I can't even, just by doing that one May deal, now people are throwing stuff at me for Jaden Daniels, and I gotta figure it out, because it's a tough pill to swallow to trade somebody like Jaden Daniels. Ooh. Justin Jefferson was one thing, but now it's a different league. I'm not trading both of them from the same league, but man. Whew. All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure. That was a lot of deals to go through. We made it. Yes. We made it. Yes, we did.
We did.
All right, so check out the Patreon. Again, that's where we brought these deals up from. You can get plenty of help on your trades. Patreon.com/Birdhouse Dynasty Show. If you got any other questions for us at any time, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Birdhouse Dynasty Show. And we are willing to help you out get better at Dynasty so you can win your league as long as we're not playing against you. But for that, for Matt English and myself, we want to remind you, never stop working.